I have a fully scripted task here, so if you think I'm being original, it's not the case. I'm just reading out the questions. And my scenario says I have to start with Tom Boon von Ochssee, and you know the question already. Who is now the Dutch ambassador in Kuwait, who was very instrumental in helping to set up this workshop. And he has a family with a long military tradition, I think in the Navy, Tom? Yeah, okay. He now is, of course, a career diplomat for the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The question is, Tom, what motivates you personally now to come all the way from Kuwait to put the issue of environmental security on the agenda of the international conservation community here in Barcelona, except from the fact that it's rather hot in Kuwait?
I expected another question.
No, you were scripted too.
Okay. Thank you very much, Wouter, and I'm very happy to be here. And I think the kind of discussion we can have here with the interface between environment and security is interlinking for me very much with my former position I had in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and that was a roving ambassadorship for sustainable development. Since Johannesburg, the Dutch were very much involved internationally in getting sustainable development really implemented, and that is certainly not an easy task. We're still busy doing that, but in the meantime you see the security issue coming up, and it is for me very interesting to participate in these discussions, because on the long term security will be one of the major issues, not only from a traditional political perspective, but much more from the kind of risks what we are having at global level. Well, I think the panel clearly made it very clearly gave presentations where this is the case. But lastly, our DG, as I can say, our DG as council member also, she made it very clear that knowledge is very important, knowledge to share on these issues, and I think the different breeds we have here in the room of knowledge need to interlink much more, number one, and number two, and that is where I think it's very useful for me to share here also knowledge. And secondly, I think the word action, as was said already in the opening, we're looking at it, and we're, it's what I just said to Keith Wheeler earlier. I always look at this as a kind of a box with jigsaw puzzle pieces, and everybody says, yes, there are jigsaw puzzle pieces there. Interesting, isn't it? And they're all important. But who is going to make the puzzle? And that is the next step, the how question, which I think where IUCN can play a key role. And I just heard IUCN task force with NATO that really concrete steps are taken to take those jigsaw puzzles pieces out of the box and start working together on what it means to the environment, the security issues we have today. So let that be my qualified answer to coming back at Kuwait.
Okay, thank you very much for this answer. I will be back for a second round, and you may think about one of the questions then is, do you already see environmental security problems in Kuwait? And what is the restoration of the first Gulf War? What is that? Is that taking place? And okay, I'll be back.